What is up, everyone? Mitch back here. Welcome back to the Aviator channel. Today we're looking at another aircraft that came out quite a bit while. I wouldn't say that long ago, but it's been quite a while. And it is the Alabeo Cessna 404. Now, the next review video after this one is going to feature kind of the companion alongside the 404. And you'll see what it is, so just stay tuned for that review video coming out. But let's take a look at this one. So Alabeo's done a fantastic job with this airplane, and it sold relatively well, and people were very, very happy with the product overall integration into the simulator. It's one thing that we've seen a lack of integration from Alabeo and Coronado in the past is some of the features that they incorporate in some of their aircraft just don't have kind of the realism that we would expect. But they've really taken a step up with this one and provided a little bit more detail and allowed you to be more active with the aircraft and more hands-on with it, to say the least. So as we get the aircraft started here, you'll notice just a few things. The sounds are crisp, and that's the one thing that I always like as a content creator, is being able to have the sounds that really, really drive to the audience's ears. So if you're someone that is all based around having a 7.1 surround sound setup in your house and you want to be able to have the maximum realism when it comes to the sound aspect, they've done a fantastic job with integrating sounds into this aircraft, and they have in the past, and this one is top notch once again. But let's talk about some of the features that are incorporated with the aircraft, because that's what everyone really, really wants to know. So we go along and we have what is the Alabeo GNS 430, but it comes along with a few other things. You can get integration for Reality XP, which is FSX only, sadly enough, so you P3D users like myself don't get the Reality XP integration. But we do have the next best thing, which is the Flight 1 GTN 750, which everyone knows is that touch screen display that everyone likes. So it's the integration of that. I just kept it very, very default for the video, just so everyone can kind of see what the base model would be once you purchased it. Moving on from that, it comes along with the Avid Eye multifunction display, a weather radar integration, the startup vibration, which is really, really cool, metal shine volumetric side props, some of the stuff we've seen in the past that they're just bringing over into this aircraft as well. Now, what are you going to need to have this aircraft function properly? You can either have Windows Vista 7 or 8 or 10, as I've noticed, FSX with service packs 1 and 2, or the acceleration pack, or if you have gold, that's even better. And you must be on if you're someone else that's on the P3D platform, you need to be on the platform. I think it's integrated for 1, 2, and I'm not sure if it doesn't install it for 3 yet, but I got it working in 3, as you can see. Following that, you need to have something along the lines of a 4 gigabytes of RAM and a 1 gigabyte graphics card. I have a 2 gig graphics card in, and it does the job. You can see a little bit of a performance hit, but not too bad. But there's going to be that day where I upgrade to a 4 gigabyte, and it's going to be all fine and dandy. And the disk space that you'll need, so if you're someone that's really cautious on hard drive space, you're going to need a 1.05 gigabytes of disk space available for the aircraft to be installed properly. But let's just talk about my overall kind of thoughts on the aircraft. The aircraft is an overall performing aircraft that's really suited for kind of the hop, skip, and the jump type people. You're going to fly 40, 50 miles and take somebody to a business meeting or something of that sort. This aircraft really suits the needs, and in the simulator, it just gives you so much more enjoyment out of it, being able to fly between, let's say, smaller Orbix airports that are, let's say, in the Northern California region or in the Pacific Northwest. It just allows you to expand to regions you may have never been before. And moving on to that, with being able to have that functionality and having that ability to be able to explore different places you've never been, you get to explore it in some different liveries, and actually some really well done. So the one you see on screen here is an Australian one, but it comes with 4 more afterwards, so it comes with 5 HD liveries total, plus a bit and plank one, a ton of PDFs that tell you how everything is laid out in the aircraft. And if you read those PDFs, this airplane will be very, very simple to fly. And as the saying goes, RTFM. RTFM, you always get what you need. If you don't know what that is, it's derogatory, so I'm not going to say it. But if I was to rate this aircraft on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, of course, it would get 4 to 5. Once again, it's just lacking a little bit of what I really like as a real-life student moving into almost obtaining the PPL now. And if you're watching this at a later date, it could be different by that point. But we get to see kind of how it is in real life, and we get to put a little bit of perspective onto it in the sim, and it just gives you a little bit more to draw from and a little bit more to understand. So they've done a fantastic job with it. The one difficult thing that really also brings it down to a 4-star is kind of the landing and the takeoffs can be a little bit touchy. And you noticed here, it's not like I struggle with general aviation aircraft. I love flying general aviation aircraft more. There's just always been kind of that barrier between Alabeo and Coronado aircraft that have always been difficult or more difficult to understand when it comes to landing and taking off. And it's just, there's kind of, in the situation that you'll see in the landing here, it was a crosswind scenario and I got a little swirly, maybe landed a little long, but the flight wasn't jeopardized, and that's the way I look at it in my decision making for it as well. So we're coming up onto the landing portion here. I'm going to let you guys enjoy the fantastic sounds of the arrival here in this circle to land on runway 11 at Kilo Fox Oscar Tango, and you'll see some screenshots of those fantastic liveries at the end. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like on the video. Click the subscribe button as well. Go check it out, www.alabeo.com. The price of the aircraft is $34.95 US, and that's the damage to your pocket, not a whole lot. So thank you guys for watching. Blue skies, white clouds. Have a good one.